Good morning, YouTube. There we go, much better. So, I have something to say, and I have been thinking about saying this the right way on YouTube. For my fake family, which is James, Olivia, and Nancy, James's father, brother, or Tavon, Gage, or anybody who believes to think they're my real relatives, well, let's get the blood test done and see what DNA I carry. Anywho, you stole my trust fund and that was disrespectful. You stole my identity and that was disrespectful. You hired people since my birth to make me be out mental. Certain hospitals, a lot, yeah. Comes in, you read up because you knew who my new soulmate was, so you decided to manipulate him since his youngling because you knew what he was. And you knew what he would become if he was to walk with me. You stole my life. You stole my innocence. You stole my free will and my identity. Guess what? It still turned out not to be grateful. So the last thing you wanted to steal was my life. You tried and you tried and it never worked out. But then, how I really see it from coming from these movies, yeah, you're right. I shouldn't be sticking my nose where it shouldn't go, but shouldn't make movies that can explain such a thing about what things are going to happen and things are going to do, being that, you know, let's just say government, plants bombs and blames God. I don't believe it is really true that there were such things as earthquakes and things that were going to happen. You planted certain things underground, under wave, to blame God, to make it look like God is responsible for the destruction of his own creation. Cool. Wow, that's disrespectful. To you, that is cool, but to me, that is disrespectful. But instead of being grateful for the breath in your lungs and the family that was given to you and the clothes on your back and the cars and the business and the success that was given to you, you're ungrateful because you want more. So once you start to get a taste of more, you want power over life that you never created. Let me tell you one thing, government or whoever. If you never created the breath in my body, never created my life, didn't create animals, you didn't create trees, you didn't make them, you maybe made man buildings, that's about it. But you didn't create the rest. Who are you to play God with somebody's life and take away people's freedoms for following such a loser who was going to be planning to be taken down by God regardless, in the beginning and in the end? Now, out of curiosity, you blame God, you mock God, you idolize God. Now I see. Being idolized is not fun. Still, I filled it up, so it's still gotta go wait. So I don't care. But what I'm saying is, seems like when you fill up a lighter, it has its times taken, its times settling in. But what I'm saying is, Even those who are wicked towards others, do you not think the breath in your body can be even taken by God? Since you go from down figuring out the baby's path, the baby's blood, kidnapping innocent babies and taking the riches that was left down from their blood, controlling people with their trust fund, their life, and their dreams, all to keep yours. Because you believe watching everybody else suffer really makes you happy. But let's say it's not me you hate, I heard. It's you who hate yourself because you can't take responsibility or own up to the guilty shit you've done. I'm going to tell you something. Stop mocking God. Stop idolizing me and God. Stop idolizing his people. Because I see how God does not like to be idolized. And this is why he tells you, do not worship any graven images. And you do not listen. Do you? But you like worshiping crosses and idols and, things that don't breathe or speak. Cool. For you, I guess, right? No, it's not. I come to pass that every day I look out the outdoors from the indoors. You guys can't accept yourself because nobody else can accept you. But you want to try to find a way to fit in for the person you like, even up to this day for the person who still can't fucking accept you. But you throw away something that would accept you and do good for you. So basically, you threw away your life for somebody else. Who threw away their life? You dropped your dreams to chase somebody else's, which was not given to you. Stem. Maybe no, it's not. It's just a fruit that tastes weird. Anyway, what I'm saying is, for all my haters out there who hate me for no apparent reason in my birth, in my destiny, in my path, be fucking grateful that you're breathing. Because God could take away everything he's giving you, including the breath in your lungs, don't you think? My advice, stop playing with other people's lives. Stop playing God. Stop pretending to be something you're not. Because you can't control everybody. And then because you can't control and manipulate, you threaten their life. Now, question. Because you can't control and manipulate and you threaten, who is really guilty? And none of you took a look in the mirror yet. And I see what it is. You can't stop looking at my light. Got it. I didn't know the light attracts so much attention. Jesus. Apparently it gets annoying. I knew following God would make me something I did not want to be. Even when I didn't have that much light, you were still wondering. But if you do not stop attacking me or innocent lives, your life will be taken down by the big hands that created it. And who blessed it. And who made it. Now here's my one rule. No, actually 3. Rule 1. If you can't take responsibility for your actions, don't play God with me. If you didn't create me or make me, don't play God with me. And if you know you hold no real fucking power, don't play God with me. People want to sleep with everybody because they're too scared of being alone. I don't mind sleeping by myself. It's peaceful. I enjoy the company of me in my bed. Seriously. Just me in my bed. And I've noticed a lot. I'm sorry even your demons can't handle my light. But I am not sorry if they need to disappear out of the minds and bodies of other people. You're going to have to learn how to take the cleansing by God and his chosen people. Because if you can't, you're definitely going to hell. And whether you want to, it's going to happen. Going to have to wake up some fucking day. Can't stay asleep forever. I am so glad I took the path of God. I am so glad I took the path of God. I am so glad I walked with God. Not just prayed it, walked it because I posted. Wasn't hard. I'm so glad that I can keep feeling people attacking my crown chakra. But it's okay. They're not getting anything but hell, like I said. And here's the number one advice. God will only use me to bless the innocents and the chosen. And only use me to punish the wicked. Do you understand? For those who are disrespectful and have a evil, wicked soul or body, you're going to get hell off of it. So, touch my crown chakra, you go through hell. Touch my third eye, you get blinded. Play with my health and my life, you play with yours. It's just as simple as that. Play with my home, you play with your home. You know, Angela, my neighbor, had to go to CPEP because she kept telling everybody her apartment was haunted. Well, that's what happens when you play with black magic. So, if anything, you don't want to be alone because you don't want to face those demons alone. Well, here I am to tell you. You have no power over my life. And whatever is mine stays mine. And just because it's in your hands doesn't mean it'll last in your hands. You know, you don't know when you're being checked, but apparently you do. And apparently you're too blinded to take responsibility, so something's going to have to be done in the eyes of God. Not only that, you plant explosives underground just to kill thousands of innocent lives, to destroy the works of God and make it look like it was God made. When it really, all those devices, explosives underneath grounds was man-made and planted by man. So take a look at this, YouTube. Ain't no company going to succeed. Donald Trump, on how you want all those weapons, they're going to be used against you by God. I'm letting you know that right now. So be careful, Donald Trump, for which you wish for others is being done to you. And nor will you win just because you're rich. So Donald Trump, you don't got no power. Your power is just another hallucination. And whoever was deciding to follow you is stupid. All because they need to fear you, you puny human. You're possessed by one Satanist demon. Not even to mention that, you're mad because people stand up for themselves. You're mad because people chose their own path. You're mad because you're losing power of what you really once had, but you no longer have it. You're mad because you can't escape from what's coming to you, but you want to go angry with it. Do you know you're putting your own family and your own kids in jeopardy and your business in jeopardy? Because when it comes to the bad guy, he loses everything, including success. I'm telling you. So here's my way God has wanting to give it to me. Stop trying to teach life a lesson, because you act like you're trying to teach God a lesson. And basically, God is life. He is the reason why everything is breathing and living, and including you and your loved ones. So Donald Trump, I want you to know, be ready, because you're going to lose your spot again. And you won't be hired this time. You don't deserve to be the president, because you can't even lead your own family into safety. Do you know, Donald Trump, that God has control of your breath? What if God wants to take you? Donald Trump, think about it. You're alive now, but what if you don't wake up tonight? What if you don't wake up tomorrow? What if you don't wake up even in a nap? So you're alive right now, but if God was to take your life away from you and you died, would you really truly have power? No, because not even your son or the ones closer to you would get hired, being that they look to be honored to taking your place. I don't care about your money. I don't care about your damn fucking wealth. All I know is you better be caring about what God's going to take away. Since you know how to play God, let the real God teach you the lesson. Oh, Donald Trump, remember all those times that you were fired of being a president and you forced your way back in? Did you not even happen to think maybe that happened for a reason? You're not capable. But seeing that God gives you the chance and lets it happen, and even in your weakness, you're being controlled. So be careful, because you're living off the divinely life of God. And BTW, Donald Trump, you don't own shit. You don't own the ground. You don't own success. You don't own not a damn fucking thing. You know why? Because you never accomplished your dream. You lived off of everybody else's. You prospered off of everybody else's. And now whatever you took in from me or anybody else, you will lose 10 times fold. And you're not going to lose it all in the way you think. It's going to go down little by little. So you want to play with the creator, you're going to lose. I'm just letting you know that right now. I mean, Donald Trump, if God was really face to face with you in reality right now, what would you do? Except for, I remember getting down on your knees like a coward, shaking in fear, worrying about what he might judge you with. You picture that, only God's unseen. You picture those nightmares you go through every day, the sleep and the rest you can't get. You know why? Because every time you do something wrong, it's all that guilt that's going to haunt you. It's that guilt that's going to kill you. Not even that, you're letting your own family down, even though you think you're not now. You talk about wanting to set good, it's the opposite of what you say. Donald Trump, you really wanted to set good? It wouldn't just have to be your words. Your actions, they need to go with it. Because God knows Donald Trump and America and everywhere else, not just America, and other states too. You got a lot of people who are going against you and voting you out of your seat. But you want to attack America for standing up for their rights and what you're taking away and making them struggle while you live off of their shit? You don't deserve to live off of nobody's shit. Now, not even your own. You're going to face Donald Trump, you're going to face judgment. Seriously, you're just going to have to face this judgment. You're going to lose everything. You already have, you already will, and you always will. And you're going to lose that nice little White House that you so call a home. Because you can't even lead. You're not capable, Donald Trump. You're mentally unstable to be a president, Donald Trump. You need a taste of your own medicine, Donald Trump. You need to feel like you and your family need to feel what it feels like to be in poverty and in misery, Donald Trump. How you doing it so far, Donald Trump? Because every time I look on media, I see how pissed you are and how much you want to keep attacking. And I was that little white pawn, Donald Trump. Don't act like I don't know who you're targeting, Donald Trump. You got to hide behind a president's suit and bodyguards, but you can't face me one to one, Donald Trump. Let's help you conquer that demon, Donald Trump. But instead, you want to sit here and think you got power over life and death? Donald Trump, you dumb. I'm going to speak facts, Donald Trump. And if you can't handle the truth, Donald Trump, stop playing president. Stop playing God, because you do not know what's right. And you don't know me, Donald Trump. You don't even know yourself. You see, I target one president and a certain mayor of my hometown, and a certain of other hometowns that run officially a lot. You know, I don't think muchly as anything if a mayor can't do nothing for his home, nor could the president do anything good for the homes of others and his. They're not capable of running shit. So you're going to have to be used to being the chosen ones are in practice now, and the chosen ones will be taken over. What happens, Donald Trump? Because I be praying for God to hire the next president that is actually spiritual and actually will help God's people. Donald Trump, you don't control nothing, not even the breath in your body. So I want you to picture this. Donald Trump, imagine you're alive now. And all of a sudden in the middle of the day, you can't breathe, you're starting to get a heart attack, and your heart stops and you die. Donald Trump, you're fired. Stop fucking with God, Donald Trump, because you're living off his breath, motherfucker. You're honestly deaf and dumb and blind and greedy, and you're not powerful. I don't give a fuck. One day everybody's gonna get tired of your shit, and the whole shit's gonna turn against you, Donald Trump. Be careful, Donald Trump, not to play with fire. Not even all Americans in other countries are scared of you, Donald Trump. You're a human, they can take down themselves, but you see, unlike you, Donald Trump, they're not that sinful. But you lead them into sin, thinking you're helping them. And you're leading them into poverty, thinking you're helping them, while you're stealing and living off of everything and making everybody your slave. Donald Trump, whoever serves Donald Trump is rightfully stupid. Whoever follows Donald Trump has no clue what's ahead for them and their loved ones and their life and their business. Donald Trump, just because everything is disappearing doesn't mean God can make it move faster. Karma's this bitch, and she looks like she's eating you up madly because you're pissed. Donald Trump, you're a curse to the life of all beings. You're not a blessing. You're hell. I'm heaven. And I'm going to make sure I help God light the place up. And if you don't like it, Donald Trump, kiss my black ass. Because Donald Trump, you have no real power over nothing but your imagination. And Donald Trump, if you can't handle my truth, then why are you the president? Makes sense. Anywho, for my haters, I advise you to stop playing with life. Stop cursing people. Stop playing with their dreams. Stop playing with their mindsets. Stop playing with their life because you're playing with your own. You know, all that black magic is the reason why you're limping, why you got casts all over your boots, and why your back is in pain, and why you're losing your relatives, and why everything is happening. Why is this all happening to me, but it's not happening to her? Well, stop playing with life. Because it's not a game. And it's not yours to be taken advantage of. It doesn't give you the right. You know, I consistently feel bad for a lot of people. And it feels like I earnestly want to smack Donald Trump in his face by myself. I want him to feel the right hand and all that air. If that man wasn't so pussy to face somebody one by one instead of using guns and bodyguards. Donald Trump, you're weak. And I pray for those who follow him, unfollow before you jeopardize your life and your loved ones, because it seems like you don't care, not even about your own life or your children's or your loved ones. You only care about what you want to do to others, but you don't give a fuck about how you're putting everybody else in jeopardy, do you? Including the ones that are closest to you. So don't be mad because you can't manipulate or you can't control me, and because I don't decide to follow your petty ass fucking stupid rules that don't make no damn fucking sense. I'm my own ambassador. I make my own shit. So deal with it. Deal with the fuck it, okay? Because you are not it. You think you can stay here? I pray you suffer hard, Donald Trump. Seems like when I made that video, seems like not everybody gives a fuck about you, Donald Trump. Not those who worship you, Donald Trump. You got a problem with it? Dude? You pale fucking motherfucker? Yeah, I talk shit about you even before my eyes are open. You know why? Because the way you look, you just make me feel sick. So be very mad, Donald Trump. And stop talking shit, Donald Trump. If you can't handle the shit that coming back to you. Period. And don't be mad because people got shit to say about you, because they do. Oh, they fucking do. They get sick and tired of your bullshit, Donald Trump. So don't be mad if people stand for themselves. Just as well as you can stand for your shit, people can stand for their shit. And I have faith that is the right way for other people to live. You're not God. You're not their creator. You nor created man or life. You created your own kids. Donald Trump, those are the people you should be disciplining, not every fucking body else, Donald Trump. Because some people are not to be taken lightly, Donald Trump. So remember these few words, Donald Trump. Yes, I'm mostly targeting you because I feel like it's me you're hitting on. You're targeting. Exactly. And I don't fear you. I don't fucking fear you. Come to me face to face and watch that. I saw what you were serving. You're even pussy. You're even scared of the one higher than you that you're serving, Donald Trump. I had a dream you can barely whistle. Excuse me for a minute. Whistle in front of your boss because you feared him, Donald Trump. So what power do you have, Donald Trump? What power? What power? You have none. You're a pussy, Donald Trump. You're nothing but a mistake, Donald Trump. I wish you never existed, you cheesy face. And yes, your fucking wife looks like a man. And your son looks gay. Donald Trump. What? You decided? Trump, guess what? The trumpets are blowing and your judgments are here. Since your name is after trumpets, guess what? God is blowing his trumpets And your judgment's been here. It's going to go. The government's going to stay under shutdown. So if the government's under divine shutdown and everything's under judgment, this whole fucking world is under judgment, who really has power? Trump. So as well as you would want God to face you face to face, think about how much you're going to be weak, Trump. Imagine God standing there in your face right about now, Trump. Imagine, I am God. And I tell you, you will be judged for your actions and according to your wicked deeds, Trump. Get ready for the unexpected downfall judgment, Trump. This is why they call God the unexpected. See, it would be harder to judge you face to face, so he'd rather judge you unexpectedly. So as well as you pictured God judging you face to face, imagine him judging you face to face still, even when you're not seeing him. Trump. And I know you believe God ain't no myth, Trump, so be ready. Be ready, because I hear the shift taking place. Trump, you should be ready to actually lose your president's seat. I'm just letting you know that right now. Again, you're fired. Don't fight your way back into it, because it's not going to work, Trump. Yep. You're not capable of leading. So at the end of the day, Trump, stop threatening people, because that makes you look like the unstable president. All because they can't be manipulated and controlled. I believe Trump should be in a mental facility right about now. I believe Trump should be on medication. And even if he is, I believe Trump should be in prison for murder, for plotting, for framing, for lying, and for stealing. Trump, you are guilty for so much. It's time to take your judgment. Because if you can't confess to the truth, it's going to come, whether you like it or not. So, I want you to look into my eyes. Even on media, Trump. You don't scare me. Oh, and guess what? I've seen everything you were planning. And yeah, even if you're afar. Oh, trust me. I saw everything, including the inside of a governmental place, in my dreams. And you definitely got to do a lot of cameras on them streets and them TVs. You should learn not to serve something you fear, Trump. You basically can't whistle in front of your boss's face just to please him, because he looked at you like you were boring. You want to know how I knew that? Trump, because God shows me everything. So next time you please your boss, keep failing him, because you suck at working. Trump. I'm going to tell you one thing. Just because you're from afar doesn't mean I won't be ever getting the message of what you're doing. I don't need to be there to know what's going on, Trump. All I do is need to travel to see what your plans are. And unlike you, I don't need a camera or spells to go there. I got God. So, Trump, bye. And have fun losing your seat.